Hello everyone, here we are again in the kitchen, and I've got something on the stove that I'm cooking, and it's a recipe that I came up with myself, put together myself about 4 years ago, and it is homemade chicken noodle soup. And I had a good friend that was sick, and I was like, she needs some chicken noodle soup, and I'm not going to buy canned chicken noodle soup. I'm going to make her some. So that's what I done. So here we are. There's my pot right there. I have in that pot two cans of Swanson chicken broth. Got that in the pot. Okay? And I've got some other ingredients that I'm fixing to add in there. I want to show you. So what we're going to add is a half stick of butter right here. Let's put that in there. And we're going to add, I've got 1 stalk of celery diced. Let's get that in there. I have 1/2 of a yellow onion diced. And what I'm doing is I'm putting all of these vegetables in to the chicken broth, and I'm going to let these vegetables cook until they're tender. I have these carrots right here. I'm not sure if I'll use them all or not. I'm just going to kind of look and see what I think. And I think I will. I'm just going to pour them all in there. Okay. Now, I have, this is some chopped up fresh parsley and fresh thyme from my little herb garden. And so I'm proud of this. I'm proud that I can grow herbs like this. So we're going to put this in there. And even though, you know, we're in the fall and winter's coming on and everything, but here, down here in South Alabama, you can grow a garden year round. So I've got my herbs still growing. I've got collards, and I've got broccoli and cabbage and romaine lettuce. Got that growing in my garden. And the collards, now they'll grow throughout the winter. They're really hardy in cold weather. And it's pretty chilly tonight here in Alabama. And you know when it gets cold, you want to start eating soup and stew and chili and stuff like that. So we got soup going on tonight. All right, let me see. What else do I want to add in here? Okay, I want to add some minced garlic. I've got this right here, and you know what? I wish I had a thought. I have wild garlic growing out in my backyard, and I wish so bad I had a thought to get some wild garlic and dice it up. But I didn't think about it, and it's dark now, so we'll just use this. Okay, let me get some of this, and you know, on this garlic, just it depends on whether you like garlic or not as to how much you're going to want to put in it. And I like garlic pretty good, so I'm putting a pretty good bit in there. Okay, oh, and I've got 1 bay leaf right here. We're going to put that in. I have some black pepper. Get this where you can see my pot. I'm just going to grind some of this pepper up in here. Now, I've not added any salt to this, and the reason that I haven't is because the canned chicken broth, it has salt in it. This is pretty salty, so I've not added any salt. Now, when I taste it, if it's not salty enough, then it's no problem just to sprinkle a little salt in it and tweak it to get it like you want it. And also, my chicken that I cooked, see, I've got 2 chicken breasts here that I cooked. I added a little bit of salt to the water when I cooked these. So we've already got all of this salt in there at this point in time. And if you add too much salt, you can't take it away. So it's better to start out, you know, just lightly salted, and that way if you need to, you can add more. Okay, let's see. I think I'll add a little bit more of this pepper. Okay, and we're going to let this just boil until the vegetables are tender. And in the meantime, while that is boiling, I am going to dice up the chicken and have it ready to go in there. Okay, y'all, we've got our vegetables cooked down nice and tender. Let's see if I can let you look over in there. Okay, that's what we got going on so far. Now, and I've got my chicken diced up, and I only used one of the chicken breast. Here it is, diced up. But now before we put the chicken in, we want to go ahead and put some noodles in and let those noodles cook. So I've got this pack of noodles here. It is, let me see, okay, this is 12 ounces, and I'm going to put maybe about a third of this pack in there. Okay, there we go. We got some noodles in there. Let's add a little water. See if I can get this a little closer, maybe where you can see a little better. You really can't, though. Okay. Let's add a little water because these noodles, they're going to expand and they're going to need some water to soak up so that they can cook and get tender. All right, here we go. So this is the next thing, is letting these noodles get tender. Once they're tender, then the last thing we'll have to do is just add our chicken and stir it in. I don't want to add the chicken right now because these noodles are going to boil and it's going to take a while for them to get tender. And I don't want the chicken just to cook to pieces. So we'll add the chicken in last. All right, everyone, let's finish up this chicken noodle soup. Our noodles are tender now. Okay, so I've got the chicken that I need to add, the chopped chicken, and I forgot I have a 1/2 can of cream of celery soup that I want to add to it as well. That'll give it some flavor and that'll thicken it up a little bit. So let me put that in there now. We'll let that warm up and I'll stir that up in there. That was, I had opened a can of cream of celery soup here, I don't know, a few months back. Used half of it, and the other half I put in this little container and put in the freezer. So I just pulled that out and used it in my soup. Now let's stir this up. I tasted the soup just a little while ago, and it tasted like it did not have enough salt in it. But this cream of celery soup has salt in it. So I'll taste it again once this cream of celery gets in it and once I get the chicken in it. And we'll see where we stand on that. Okay, that is mixed up in it. Now I'm going to add some chicken. Just kind of stir it and see if I need to add more or if that's enough. Okay, I think that may be enough chicken. Maybe I'll add a little more. Okay, that's looking good. Now, let me get a little bowl and a spoon. Let me taste this real quick. We'll see if I need to tweak it any. Okay, there we go. Got some right here. Kind of blow it and cool it down so I can taste it. See if all of my seasonings are correct. Come on here, I'm trying to get a noodle in there. There we go. Okay, I want to add just a little bit of salt. It's not quite salty enough. And that will that will have us fixed up here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my burner off. Add just a little more salt. And we ought to be good to go. So let me just dip some up in this little bowl so you can see what the finished product looks like. All right. Here is our delicious homemade chicken noodle soup. Y'all be good out there. We'll see you next time.